I count so I can be more. Make a difference in this world is what we're here for. I count, give 100%. The money I make, more than I spend. I count, put the numbers to the test. Balance my life, add to success. I count, will I be a star? Forget about the rest, be who you are. I count.
I think that is, I'm not sure. It's got something to do with government, right?
I count so I can be more. Make a difference in this world is what we're here for.
Slow down. What is going on with you?
I'm going to get those stealing thieves.
Well, you're going to kill us in the process. Slow down.
Why don't you pull over and tell us what's going on?
I needed to print some more t-shirts. That's what I've been working on each night.
I wondered what you were up to.
Yeah, but then I got a quote for printing.
That is smart of you. But usually, if you can, you need to get 3 quotes so that you can compare prices.
3! That's a lot of work.
It can pay off in the end, guaranteed, if you save money or get better value.
Let's move on. So I take my designs to the printers, and when I went to pay yesterday, it was 14% more expensive than what they quoted. Those thieves, 14%. I stormed out, and now they keep on phoning me and threatening me to go to the police if I don't come and collect my order.
Ledger, how did you get into such a big mess?
You say 14%?
Yes, 14%.
Is that not the VAT?
They also said something about valued added. Whatever. I told them that they are not adding any value to my business.
Value added tax, or VAT, is the 14% we pay extra on everything we buy.
What? Thieves.
They probably quoted you, excluding the VAT.
They said something like that, and then I said that I'm excluding myself from their shop. The thieves.
They're not thieves. It is your fault. Give me the quote.
Listen, we all pay 14% VAT on everything we buy.
You see, there it says subtotal excluding VAT. And then the amount. And here it says 14%. And then at the bottom right, here is the total including the VAT.
Oh, I didn't see that amount. It's their own fault for writing the subtotal so big.
No, bud. When it comes to business, you must be double sure of what you are paying. We better go get your order.
I count.
VAT stands for value added tax, !
I count.
What's up?
Hey.
Cool. Okay, so today we're talking about VAT. I think we all know that VAT is something people don't want to talk about. They don't want to address it. It's quite a confusing and scary thing for them. They just switch off when you talk about that. So we're going to try and change that, get people positive and motivated about it. VAT stands for value added tax, right? And it's added onto the items that we buy or the services that we use. And it's a way for the government to accumulate money so that they can provide services like building the roads, building hospitals, and so on and so forth. And the standard rate for VAT in this country, South Africa, is 14%. And this is the mistake that Bud made. He didn't understand his codes, he didn't understand VAT as well, so it made things complicated for him.
But I heard there are some items that aren't taxed.
Yeah, I know this because in my tuck shop I saw bread and it's taxed at 0%.
Yes, that's right. Bread is also a zero-rated item. Then there's also milk, eggs, fresh fruit, vegetables, and mealie meal. Then you also get VAT-exempt services, and these services include childcare services, educational services that are also tax-exempt.
I think I would have made the same mistake as Ledger though. Like, gross price and net price, it's also confusing. I think maybe if I understood how to work out VAT, then I'd understand, what's going on.
Well, let's try and make it simple, okay? So the price excluding VAT is the net price, and the price including VAT is the gross price. Now, Ledger was quoted an amount without VAT, and he could have worked out what the amount would have been with VAT if he did the following. Let's use the example of 1,000 Rand. So you take that 1,000 Rand and you want to work out the 14%. So you multiply the 1,000 Rand by 0.14, which will give you 140 Rand. You take that 140 Rand, which is now your VAT, and you add it onto the 1,000 Rand, and you'll get 1,140 Rand, which is the gross price.
So now, if I wanted to work out my company's VAT exclusive amount, I'd have to divide my total purchase by 1.14.
Yes, that's correct. So in our example, you would take that amount, the 1,140, and divide it by 1.14. Then you would get the net amount again of 1,000 rand.
So, to make your calculation quicker, you can just take your 1,000 rand, multiply it by 1.14, and get your total, including VAT.
Yep, that's correct. You multiply the 1,000 rand, 1.14, you'll get your 1,140, which is including the VAT. That's correct.
Now, I understand that VAT is paid over to SARS, and 14% is also paid over to SARS by businesses and whatever not. But I'm not registered to pay VAT, so how does it work?
Okay, guys. So let's not all switch off. This is a very important question that Miles is asking. We're going to use your tuck shop as an example. Is that okay? So now the wholesaler stocks sweets, right? That's his stock, and he'll add his 14% onto that stock. So then the retailer will come through and buy the sweets from the wholesaler, which includes the 14% of the VAT, right? And then that will become his cost price. The wholesaler takes the 14% you got from the retailer, will go over to SARS and pay it, okay? Which is the section over the government that actually manages the taxes of the country. Then the retailer will work out his selling price, which will be his profit margin plus the cost price and also the VAT that he added on, okay? Now, you, Miles, will go to the retailer and buy your weekly stock from him, and you'll be paying the selling price that includes the 14%. This will now become your cost price.
Now, the retailer pays the 14% he charged Miles. Less the VAT, he pays the wholesaler over to SARS.
Yeah, so that's correct. And then Miles will go and sell his sweets at his shop, right? And his selling price is basically his margin and the cost price that he paid the retailer. Okay, Miles, you can't add VAT because you're not VAT registered. But let's say, for example, you were registered for VAT. Then you would include your cost price, your margin, and VAT. And then you'd have to take your VAT and go pay it over to SARS if you were registered for VAT. As a consumer, you cannot register for VAT, so you cannot claim VAT back.
Man, this VAT thing is starting to make sense.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you actually understand what's going on, hey.
Yeah, I understand this a little better now.
Cool.
How do we calculate VAT? Let's work out the VAT amount on 1,000 Rand. Let's take 1,000 Rand times 1.14, which equals 1,140 Rand. Now you have the amount, including VAT, of 1,140 Rand. How would you work out what the amount would be without VAT? You take 1,140 Rand and divide it by 1.14, which will equal 1,000 Rand. That's easy. Remember, the standard VAT rate in South Africa is 14%.
I love accounting 100% and plus a 14% of value-added tax, and that makes a whopping 114%. The government counts on us to pay our tax so that they can provide us with services like building roads, hospitals, and schools. Paying tax is a privilege, and it helps us help those who need it the most, like children and the disabled.